Not all identity protection is created equal. Between Identity Guard and LifeLock, the deciding factors aren't flashy ads, they're price versus coverage, and the real features that protect you where it really matters. So we'll break down everything so that you can choose the service that truly deserves your trust. But before that, we've got to answer one question. What is it really like to rely on these services when your personal information is on the line? That answer doesn't come from the marketing or the websites, it comes from the user reviews and feedback. If there's one thing you need to know first, it's whether other users felt safe, supported, and covered with Identity Guard and LifeLock. And when I dug into Identity Guard reviews, I found the review of one user who was really frustrated with the renewal process. He said that his price jumped up significantly. He said that when he called in, he was pushed over to the loyalty department and basically had to threaten to cancel before being offered a massive discount. Now, that sounds stressful, and billing issues are never fun, but from what I saw digging through hundreds of reviews, this seems more like a rare customer service hiccup than a widespread pattern. It is the kind of thing that, while annoying, it can usually be resolved through a credit card chargeback if it ever gets that far, but it rarely ever does. Because on the flip side, the positive feedback for Identity Guard was seriously compelling. There's a lot more of it. I read a review from someone who was actively under attack. Identity Guard alerted him to 3 separate attempts to open new credit cards in his name over just 3 days' time. The service guided him through freezing his credit and his bank accounts, and he even discovered a fraudulent credit union account had already been opened in his name. So that's the kind of real-time active protection that's hard, but needs to be done. Another user who became a victim of identity theft said that Identity Guard didn't just send them an alert, they got on the phone with her and stayed with her through the entire investigation process. That kind of hands-on support is a massive differentiator when you're in a panic and you need something done. Now, when I looked into LifeLock reviews, I came across a review that highlights a different kind of problem, perhaps. A user was happy with the alerts, but said that LifeLock often abbreviates creditor names so much that it's hard to tell who the alert is actually from. He said a fuller name would be a big help. And to LifeLock's credit, they actually responded and explained that they get the info directly from the creditor, often in that abbreviated format, and they're working on ways to make it clearer. They also invited him to contact support for help if he ever needed it. So this is obviously a specific usability issue and not a failure of the core protection features, and not even necessarily their fault. And when you look at the broader picture here, LifeLock has built a lot of loyalty in its customer base. A longtime member said that it gives him peace of mind for his entire family. He acknowledges that nothing is foolproof, but after years with the service, he's thankful that they're watching out for him. Another user said that LifeLock contacts her almost immediately if anything seems out of the ordinary, and she feels that it's worth it for the security, especially in today's world. That sense of immediate notification is exactly what you're paying for. So, from the reviews, both have their minor hiccups, but the core promise of protection seems to be delivering for a huge number of users. And after digging through the reviews, I then wanted to see what these platforms actually offer side by side. So this is where the Identity Guard versus LifeLock comparison gets serious, because what they monitor and how they alert you is everything. It's the difference between a simple alarm system and a full-time security detail. Starting with Identity Guard, their biggest advantage in my testing is their brain. I'm talking about the IBM Watson artificial intelligence, which Identity Guard relies on. This isn't just a marketing term. This AI is constantly learning and scanning for threats specific to you. We're talking about data breaches, phishing scams, even malware vulnerabilities that might put your info at risk. This intelligence feeds into their other features like the monitoring of online black markets and social security number tracking. It's a comprehensive net. But one feature that really impressed me, and something that not every service offers, is their home title monitoring. Identity Guard actively scans county records across the entire country. If someone tries to illegally transfer your property out of your name or take out a loan using your home as collateral, you'll get an alert. As a homeowner, that is a massive layer of protection that most people don't even think about until it's too late. Now, another practical feature is their credit lock for your Experian file. This is different from a full credit freeze, which can be a hassle. This is a simple on-off switch right in the app. If it's locked, no one can make a hard inquiry on your Experian report, but if you need to apply for a car loan tomorrow, you can just unlock it instantly, and it gives you that kind of control without the friction. They also tap into the LexisNexis database, which is a huge repository of public and legal records. This helps them find attempts to use your information in things like payday loan applications or even court records, which is a type of fraud that can fly under the radar of standard credit checks. And beyond these core features, Identity Guard covers the essentials, like alerts for lost or stolen credit cards and account takeovers, really well. And they have also started to provide lost wallet protection and up to $1 million in insurance. Now, when I got started with LifeLock, their approach feels more grounded in the immediate financial world. They have strong dark web monitoring similar to Identity Guard, which scans those hidden corners of the internet for your personal data. But where LifeLock really focuses is on your active financial life. Their financial monitoring feature is a key difference. You can actually connect your bank and credit card accounts directly to your LifeLock dashboard. That means that LifeLock can alert you to suspicious activity on your connected accounts in near real time. They also offer home title monitoring, notifying you of changes to properties under your name, same as before. And they provide extensive guidance and tools for freezing your credit with all three bureaus, which is a fundamental step in protecting yourself. But I think LifeLock's signature strength is in its recovery support. The features are built around what happens after a problem is detected. For example, if you need to report a fraudulent credit card charge, their guidance is very clear. Contact your bank first, then call their member services. They don't just send out an alert and leave you to figure it out. Their Report a Stolen Wallet service is a great example of this. You call them, and they have agents ready to help you cancel and replace your credit cards, your driver's license even, and your other crucial documents. It's a hands-on recovery service for everything. So the core difference I found in this Identity Guard versus LifeLock features breakdown is that one is about prevention through intelligence, the other is about more protection and recovery. Of course, neither service is flawless. They're similar, but they have their differences, and neither is perfect. With Identity Guard, some users say that the depth of alerts can feel overwhelming at first. I actually agree, you do get a lot of notifications, but once you figure out how to filter and customize them just to get the ones that are important and the ones that you need, that overload basically becomes a strength because at least you're getting all of them to begin with, and you can choose what to limit from there. With LifeLock, one common gripe I saw is the simplicity of some alerts. Like we mentioned earlier, the abbreviations on creditor names can kind of leave you guessing, but in practice, this rarely stops you from actually taking action. Plus, their fast response time and insurance coverage make up for that slight inconvenience. When it comes to pricing for LifeLock versus Identity Guard, neither is the cheapest option on the market, and they both operate on tiered plans, so the cost depends on the level of protection that you need. For a service that safeguards your entire financial identity, the pricing is more competitive, but it is higher than the lower tiers. The key is to find the plan that matches your specific concerns. Check the links in the description below to access their latest pricing plans and any ongoing promotions for both Identity Guard and LifeLock. We try to keep them updated so that you can lock in the best deals. And at the end of the day, both Identity Guard and LifeLock really bring that strong protection to the table. They both will do the job for you. I think Identity Guard feels more proactive with its AI-driven approach, while LifeLock shines more in recovery support and family coverage, but it's up to you which one fits best, and that depends on your priorities and how you use them. So check the links in the description of this video to test them out with our special discount and coupon.